Wonderful people. I have a question for you. You ever had a situation where you maybe was in the dating world, uh, maybe you went out to the club, party, something like that, or at an event, social affair, something like that, and somebody introduced you to someone. Okay, good. Nice conversation and everything. Like, okay, sound good and everything. And this person talking good. Seemed like they dressed nice and everything. You know, coming on pretty good to you, and you felt a little comfortable with them. And then this person will start to talking with you personally, more or less. So no problem, no big thing. Good compliments and everything. Okay, good. And you say, this person's trying to run game, so you try to level up everything. But then again, this person's trying to run the game, but wants to get a shot. So you say, well, you contemplate now. You like, whoa, this person wants to get a shot. I might give him a shot. Da 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 da. All the things happening in your mind, but you don't really say anything or do anything right away. But then one day, you just might give this person a shot. You talk to them. They talking nice. They calling you. Everything looking beautiful. Everything looking good. And then you start a little conversation, more personal, like you know what I mean, more and more, and it comes in the dating scene. Now, the dating scene, you're supposed to be asking a lot of questions. You're supposed to be talking about future aspiration, getting to know each other, all this stuff. But this is not happening. This person more or less secretive a little bit more in there, and you're not really talking that much yourself. And then by and by, you like, well, you having a relationship more or less, right? A little bit dating, then come to that little relationship. This is my friend, or this is my boo, how you want to call it, and everything. So you mess around, maybe get married, and sometimes you don't get married. But this person now seems to be weighing on you a little bit heavier. But I want to give you a couple of stories, and maybe you can understand more or less what I'm trying to say and everything. Okay, the first story about especially with this infidelity, obsession, not letting go, don't want to let go, domestic violence type stuff. But first, we'll talk about this domestic violence situation right now, because this is happening in this country, in this world, more and more and more. And it seems like people are getting off the key, off the beaten path, the straight and narrow, getting off the web, or how you want to call it. The mind is like really out there, left field, overfield, uh, across the river, in the bushes, and everything else, right? Anyway, one story. This lady, it was actually two sisters, more or less, and each one of them had maybe one had two children, the other had three, right? And they had problem issues. I mean, between drugs, being homeless, children had disabilities, and all this stuff was going on. And I was probably with the group, the Catholic Charities, to help them out, everything, right? Giving them spiritual, and then helping them out with counseling and all the good stuff, right? In my early days. Anyway, so I'm out of the place for a minute, and maybe a couple of years later, maybe about 3 years later, I see this woman, one of the women, downtown at the bus stop with a man and her children. Children running around, they're looking happy and everything. But then again, you know how you see somebody that you work with so hard and everything, they went through all this trouble and everything. Anyway, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Mike? Boom, boom, right? Good. Oh, it's good seeing you. How's everything going? Okay, good. And then you look around. This dude, it's like got a frown on his face. Like, like, okay. I said, oh, this your husband? She said, yeah. Okay. So anyway, I said, hey, brother, how you doing? I'm Michael. I used to work with her at the Catholic Charities. Her and her sister and everything. I was in the group. You know what I mean? Counselor called the thing, and the staff, all that. You know what I mean? we all have to work with the different people that coming through uh, the place. Anyway, so I said, man, you're doing a good job, because uh, they look good. Your children look good and everything. I'm so glad that you've taken care of them and everything and showing them that love and everything. Because now you realize that something is not right. Something not in this place, this situation, right? But this man, you could tell that he's one of them people that if you said something wrong, he gonna pop you right here, right now. So you're being nice, in other words, you're showing that love, showing that confidence, you're showing that niceness and goodness and all that good stuff, the fruit of the spirit type stuff. Anyway, kindness and everything, right? You're giving him the accolades now. Hey, you know what? You're doing a good job, because she has gone through a lot of stuff, her and her sister and everything. And oh, by the way, how's your nephew? Did they go to Florida? And she said, yeah, her sister took him to Florida and everything. I said, wow, the kids are looking good. And I say, and they're growing like tops, you know what I mean? And look here, I'm gonna have to run, but it's always good seeing you, and I'm glad everything's looking good and everything. And brother, look here, thank you for taking care of the family because they went through a lot, and I think they need their love. And I'm so glad that you're giving them the love and the care and and everything, the goodness that you're giving them because they've gone through a lot. And I leave. But see, the point of it is that domestic violence is so prevalent nowadays. It's so out there that you can see it a mile away if you really look at people and notice that how they get the frown on their face. And one day I was on the one of the apps, and we were talking about conditions and everything. And then one thing about domestic violence came up, and I would say that some people, especially men, they think that their family, the wife or the woman, is their property. And oh my God, they went off the deep end. Oh, well, I understand how some of the ladies act and everything about, well, nobody wants to be nobody's property, that slave days over there. But see, you don't understand the mentality of today's life. These may be people up in the suburb and everything that's on these apps, but they don't know what's happening in the real world. Real world, people go through hell sometimes. So therefore, even in the upper class, they can go through some troubles and trials and tribulations also. Anyway, so now this woman here, friend of mine, that didn't say anything, just answered the question that I asked about her nephew. And I'm glad she's doing good. Y'all looking good. The kids are looking beautiful, and thank you for taking care of this wonderful lady here. What I mean? And I'm glad, everything looking good for you. I might have been lying, but the point of it is you got to give the credit. You got to give somebody a little inspiration. Even though this guy might be whipping her, beating on her, but just to impart some niceness and kindness into his spirit, maybe help her to have a good night tonight, not getting jacked up. Because you could tell, you can almost judge that this is what's happening in their life, in their home, right? But the way she was like frowned up a little bit, but then she eased up, because I didn't say that because some people, they don't know when to stop talking. They don't know when to stop asking questions. They keep adding to the situation, how you been, what you been doing, da, 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 da. Sometimes it's best not to say too much or anything. Just let it be there and give the guy the credit of doing good. Whether or not he's a behind hole or whatever, give him the credit of doing good. Anyway, so now another question come up is like this obsession. He can't let go. He won't let go. See, he's like a shadow, stalking everything. You're trying to get rid of this person. You try to give them a shot. You try to be nice to them and everything, but then they want to come over. They want to take over. They want to do this that narcissistic type attitude, the narcissistic type mentality. But then escalate that, then you'll see obsession. They can't let go. They won't let go because now you treated them nice for a change. And then if you want to get mature about the situation, you probably gave them the shot, and the shot was like, whoa, what is this? Because they have never been to that place in any type of for mentality or love and everything to say that, wow, I have, she got it. You know what I mean? So anyway, you go head on. But now all of this stuff come about. Oh, it come about, and then it's like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna do it? And what's happening? So in order for this obsession to come about, she can't move, she can't breathe, she's smothered. Everything has to be, he has to talk to you and say something to you. What you do not to be have showing fear and all that time, even though you're scared to death, because now you're wrapped up in a situation whereas you can't get out of the place. But don't fight back. Don't fight physically fight back, but you fight in a spiritual manner. You fight with the goodness and kindness. You fight with love. You fight with just say, you know what I mean, kindness, in other words, humility, in other words. You know, that's your battle. That's your battleground. But until you can get out of that house, out of that way, and away from that person, so that they can give you that respect to say that, you know, I'm sorry I messed over you. I wish you well. When they get to that place to say, I wish you well, you know what I mean? You got the victory for real, for real. You know what I mean? But until that day come, you're gonna run into some people who are so obsessive, don't want to let you go, don't want to be out of your way, out of your sight, everything. And then, it's like, what you gonna do? What can you do? Try to save your life for one thing. Try to save your body from bodily harm for another thing. Because this can happen, and it happening too much and every day. And another thing too that I'm doing is to help people to understand, like, is try to intercede or get away or however do a thing, is to break the spell. Break that spell, get away, but show that love, show that kindness anyway, but not to be overbearing, overdoing the kindness. All right. So the point of it is that don't argue back. That arguments and fussing and back and forth conversation will get you hurt bad. So what happened if they ask you a question? You give them a decent answer, and then don't be talking about, well, I love you, and we used to do this and we used to do that and everything, and now you change this and that and other, and you're gonna try to help them. You're not a counselor, you're not a therapist, and even if you were, because the mentality of some of these people, the mentality, they go off and on. Sometimes they out of the off left field, quick, fast, and in a hurry. The conditions and everything triggers them into a situation, whereas they don't think. They don't think. There was another case like that too, whereas this woman, you know, big family and everything, but now she has a child, so she's in the big city, like more or less, you know what I mean? Uh, so she meets a guy, right? And this guy is like, well, she's a little bit more or less over sex type thing, in this situation. How some people are and everything. They used to call them a nymphomaniac, whatever they want to call it, nymphos and everything, right? But she was highly sexually active, right? And he was more or less right there for her and with her. In 5 years of the marriage, they done had 4 kids, plus she already have a child, so they have 5 children. So anyway, how the family, her past family, having a situation like a family reunion type thing, some kind of affair, right? And so she was invited. So she run into her husband. So now she knows the type of person he is. So she's more or less, we've been invited, yada, 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 haven't been home and don't want to meet the family, this and that and the other. So he finally like, yeah, okay, let's go. packed up kids and everything, and goes to the family, right? They out there having a good time, the barbecue, picnic and everything, boom, boom, boom. So one of the relatives said, you know what? I think we're running out of ice. I'm going to run over to the store and get some ice. So she said, can I go with you? So she forgets that where she's at, right? So she's still running by her husband. He said, no, you can't go. She said, oh, we're just going, this is, a close relative, like a first cousin, something like that, real close, right? Anyway, so he said, no, you can't go. So she's like, oh, come on, everything all right, boom, 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 boom. But she don't want to make no scene in front of the relatives and everything. So anyway, she goes. So he said, look here, if you go, something's going to happen when you get back. Like that frown on her face, right? So she goes anyway and she come back. And so, she's like having a good time. She's, like she like a real good relationship type with her family and everything. She's been revived and everything, boom, boom, boom. So she sits down playing cards with the family, and everybody just having a good time. He walks up to her and ends her life. I told you not to go. Just like that. Just like that. She is now a person is gone. Children are orphans now because he has to go to a place that's going to be for a long, long, long time. So this is what I'm trying to say now. Sometimes you have to go along with the flow. If you tell they upset and everything, stay quiet. Don't run into your room. Just stay there and watch TV. Pick up a book. Pick up a Bible. This something, just keep yourself occupied. Don't be asking a lot of questions. How was your day? This, that, other. Either when you come in and say, how's everything? Good to see you. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And did you eat? Are you hungry? And he'll calm down and everything. But then when he started getting that how you call it, things start to happen at him, the triggers and everything, but don't feed him with the triggers. Don't be giving him the triggers. So these are things that happen in domestic violence that I just want to bring them to your point and bring it to attention that this can happen to anybody at any time. That's why even if you know the person, even if you think that they might be a little on the shady side, until you can get out of that place, please, by all means, don't aggravate or agitate the situation and keep your mouth closed, keep your attitude, keep your face clear. Like we were talking about how the old folks, especially in the South, right? The grandma, great grandma, big mama, roll her eyes and see, look at you. She don't have to say another word. You know what that look like. And this is what happens even in domestic violence. Don't let him or her get into that place where it be arguments or saying something. If something that you're supposed to do it. Compliance is so important that it helps you save your life. And then another story that come about is that, okay, this other situation where what happened is that nice couple, nice couple, and all everything, right? So he's working hard, big time job. I mean, job paying good money. So she likes to buy things, everything here, but she has also a job herself. So both of them together are like really heading towards a good future, good future. But on his job, it's like demanding pressure, the stress and everything, right? And they got a project that they can make millions off of this account if everybody chip in, everybody do the work and everything, boom, make this account work, right? So now it's been a month now. It's been a month, and he's like coming home. He come home late, not too late, but even 8, 9, 10 o'clock sometimes is late for real. When you come home all day long, you're stressed out. So anyway, he comes home. He tried to do some work on his computer, but he can't work. He just crashes. So now here she is after almost a month, no connection with her husband, everything. She's working every day. She's going through some personal feelings and issues and stuff. Her job is not her job is not really stressful, but it's all right, right? So she meets someone. And then someone tried to approach her, and so she, gave her a compliment, right? Wow, you're so beautiful. You're a nice lady. He said, I envy your husband because, she wearing a wedding ring and everything. Boom, 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 good. He said, and the way this guy approached her, it's like really, really innocent, but still you can tell when something is getting ready to go off key, off the line, off the road, heading towards the valley, heading towards a crash, right? So anyway, he's telling her that, you know, I'm new in this town and I work so and so and so such company. It's like in the big building, right? Office building type thing and everything. Boom. Anyway, so now she's like, okay, how you doing? Everything. So he said, oh, my name is Jim. And she said, well, Veronica, whatever, right? So he's like, you know what? I envy your husband. He said, why is that? He said, you keep yourself such a nice and everything. You looking good and everything. He said, wow, I wish I could find a young lady like you. And you know what? So he's not he running game now for real, right? You know what? I know that you probably have some good friends and everything, girls' night out, this and that, the other. If you got a friend, some relatives, a cousin, somebody, I would sure like to meet one of them because I would love to have somebody to be just like you. He don't really know her, but just her demeanor, just her looks carries a light. And he said, wow, you know what I mean? She said, no, I don't know about all that, you know what I mean? So, they make a light of it. He makes lights of it, everything, boom, 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 everything. No, she's like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? So he said, look here, here's my card. Call me if you happen to run into a friend or something like that. You know what I mean? Or somebody that look, I just want to just somebody to talk with, somebody that could say, just go out on a date or a coffee break or something like that sometime because I don't know anybody in this town. Good. So maybe 2 days later, he runs into her again. Hey, how you doing, Veronica, and everything? How's everything? How's everything going? She said, it's wonderful, thank you. And nice conversation. Not really conversation, but then oh, by the way, did you ever run across one of your friends that introduced me to? She said, no, not yet. Da, da, da. Okay, like that. So anyway, things ease off, right? 2 times they met. But anyway, she's still at home alone, even with her husband there, because he's crashing, he's sleeping, he's tired, he's aggravated, he's frustrated, and he's just out out of it, right? And here she is now, after almost a month, with no intimacy, no validation, no whatever, a company. I mean, she's really feeling her body is craving for love. Her body is craving. Her mind is off the chain. And now here she comes with the situation, whereas uh she's in that place. She's in that place now, right? So what she doing now, she's almost time for her female situation to come about. Them little few days up before that, and her temperature now is up there. You know what I mean? And when that happens, sometimes her emotions goes off the way, off the chain, off the wall, everything. Her husband is asleep, and she says she don't want to be bothered with the toys because evidently she just her mind is really out there, right? So by and by, here it is now, 12 o'clock at night. She can't sleep. She's restless. She's everything, right? All over the place. She picks up the phone and calls this guy. Would you like to have a cup of coffee? You'd like to go for a cup of coffee? Because, I can't sleep and everything. And I just want to know if you want to have a cup of coffee. So he naturally, yeah, come on, you know what I mean? So she gets in the car and go pick him up, go get a cup of coffee. But they don't go get a cup of coffee. She drives to a place and car sex was off the chain. Wow. So now she goes home, drops him back off, boom, boom, boom. She goes home now, right? And go to bed and everything. Next day, a bouquet of flowers shows up at her desk, right? So now she calls him, say, hey, thanks for the flowers. Boom. Everybody want to know, hey, who that? You got a secret of mine? She said, no, one of my clients. Boom, boom, right? Somebody, appreciation, this and that, and other, and everything. So she goes over it. So she said, thanks for the flowers, this, that. So now he's making a conversation now. And so she's like, yeah, okay, boom, boom, boom. So he was telling her how beautiful and wonderful it was last night, this and that, and other, okay. So now he doesn't say anything other than that. So a day or so later, he deliberately meets her as she get ready to leave work. He's like, well, can we go get a cup of coffee or something like that? She said, no, I don't think she should do that, this and that, and other, right? So just about every other day now, he's like, want to talk to her, want to say something, being nice and everything. But after a while, he started a stalking situation. So she finally meet up with him one more time. She don't really want to, but just to keep him quiet, just to keep him off her case. So she finally relents to going with him one more time, right? So anyway, now he's really obsessed. He's stalking her. He found out where she lives. He's shadowing her home. And one day he even breaks into her home, and she could tell that somebody has been into her house because he, how you say, you know what's happening in your house. She tells somebody's been in there. So she sees him again. She confronts him. No, 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 everything is not. But then she also know that, look, I know you've been following me. I know that you've been trying to talk to me and everything. But come on, man. Man, my husband, I love my husband and everything, right? But now she got that guilt trip. She can't really talk to her husband. She don't want to talk to her husband because she don't want her husband to find out, to know that she did the no. So anyway, here she is now, twixt in between this obsession, this thing is bothering her because now she's now in a place of hurt and pain. So this guy messes with her so much, so bad, shadows her, stalks her. So she finally had to go to the police. Finally. Now, the guy gets mad, upset because what happened is that the police now investigates, go to his job and everything, somebody talk to him and everything. So he's upset now. He's mad, for real. So all of this is coming to tell you that you don't know how these people can react when you, this one night stand, or give somebody your phone number, or talk with them. If you don't have that, when you tell that, when they start to give you compliments up front, and you tell that compliment, okay, you accept the compliment, thank you, boom, boom, boom. Don't carry on the conversation past that, because this is what happens so many times. So many times, the conversation starts into things, and you say, well, I love this person, this, that, other. It's not love. It's an affection. It's in the attention thing. It's like, what are you going to do? It's out there now, so that you have gotten to do something really crazy to get this person off your case. Get them off your case. See, before you could get your brother, your uncles, your cousins, and they would talk to these guys and look here, something happened to her, we got you. You know what I mean? But today, Where are your men folks in your life? Where your tribe? Where your group? Where your family members? They are all out there. Well, we can't do nothing about it because every time we try to rescue this woman, she's gonna go right back to him. But you know what? If she go back to him 1,000 times, whatever you do, try to help her to get away from that situation. But then again, these people get to be so crazy, they kill everybody. They will do harm. So that's why you have to be very, very careful who you contact, who you connect with, and who you associate with. And then put something into your life that says it's positive, positive thinking, positive doing, positive living. And that positiveness is always in a place of spirituality. You cannot be out there shaking and baking, and then somebody come up and try to roll up on you, taking a shot at you, and then, you know what I mean, and thinking that you're going to get help. Things can go south so fast in this day and time, this lifetime. Don't lose your life if you can help it. And then be careful of who you associate with, because sometimes you can be so nice to a person. They could be so nice to you, but that trigger, you could be in a place and they could be with you. They can walk away over to get a drink or something. Here comes somebody up trying to talk to you or say something to you. And that person that come up and talk to you knew that you were with somebody, but they don't care nowadays. And you have to tell them quick, fast, and in a hurry. Look, my man is right there, and you go over towards your man. Look, this dude is chasing me, because she knows that he ain't have no business talking to her. And these things can happen too fast, and it happens too often in this life today. Don't let it happen to you, because it can happen. It can happen. It can happen, people. You know, and it's called disrespecting. So this obsession thing is a trip, and it's more than just say being can't let go, won't let go. You know, there's narcissistic attitude, behavior, ungodliness is off the chain. I'm telling you. And then don't mess around and give somebody your heart, your love, your everything, and then it backfires on you because all they wanted was physical contact from Jump Street, because they lied to you, they deceived you, and then you are hurting because now they leave you, but they don't want to leave you because they always gonna hold on to you as a side, as a side. So no matter if you run into someone else to love, someone else to try to let, they gonna always come up to you and try to mess with you. Oh well, my ex, and they're gonna keep trying to talk with you, trying to mess with you, be there, and you trying to get rid of them, and don't have a child out for real. You know what I mean? What are you doing with this guy? Who are you with? You're supposed to be home with your child. Boom, 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 boom. Like you don't have a life. What? And here you go talking about, well, I have a babysitter and my babysitter is taking care of my child. All right, our child even. Well, you're supposed to be home with your child and trying to embarrass you in public. That's what this obsession will do. People, they can't live with you, and they don't want to live without you. And there's also another obsession thing is that they get so deeply involved with you that you're no longer a person. You are now an item to them. You now like, okay, like they put you on the altar. You're now a goddess to them. You are a person that they can say, I put you on the altar. I worship you. I love you so much, so hard. And that's not really love. Not love. And if you go out there and you cheat or you say something to somebody, they want to try to off you. They're gonna cry, and sometimes a person can also unalive their own self because they hurt so bad because you are not with them anymore. See, This is why communication is so very, very important. And communication up front to get to know as much as you can. But then again, we have to really stay focused on who we are and what we are about to keep these people in a better place, to help them anyway. And by helping them is to have that warfare that says that ah, I'm going to clean myself, my mind, my spirit, and then hold back on that love. Hold back on that love. Because somebody out there really loves you. Somebody out there really wants to be with you. But that person is obsessed with you, can't let go, won't let go, and they will destroy you or destroy everything around you. Everything around you. So that's why you have to be very careful of who you're dealing with and who you're associating with. And then, you know what I mean? It'll all come to pass. So with that in mind, wonderful people, with all this toxicity that is going on, like today, it's rough. It's rough. So with that in mind, we just want to let you know that don't argue, don't fuss, don't fight, don't gaslight. Be as mild and meek and innocent as a lamb as you can be until you can get free. And then be able to do something for yourself, get away. Even don't be afraid to start all over again. Don't matter. Because these people's mind is so warped sometimes. It's so warped that you don't want to take a chance on trying to negotiate or trying to help them in such a way where you know you can't do it. Think about it. So with that in mind, look here, I want you to uh, take advantage of a program that I'm doing. All right, a PDF file about infidelity, which is cheating. All right, unfaithfulness, which is cheating. So why do we cheat? Why do we cheat? There's so much stuff to be involved with why we're cheating, just like we're talking about tonight. Talking about these six things that come about, everything, obsession and all this stuff, abuse, all these things come about in the form of cheating and everything. Why we cheat. And then there's love and goodness, but okay, it's like why we cheat. Sometimes you just don't know what happened in the background. There are a lot of reasons, a lot of situations that come about that will like force you to cheat. Manipulation. Manipulation is a key. Deception is another key, which is lying. People can lie on you, lie to you, and deceive you to no ends. The next thing you know, you're doing something that you never thought you would do before. You become a freak sometime. You used to be so nice and mild and everything. All of a sudden now, like, whoa, is that the person I know or used to know? Is that the person I used to go to school with? But this happens. It happens. Your mind can change. Your mind can go left, right, and in between and bark like the moon. Bark at the moon. So think about this, wonderful people. So get a chance to download this PDF. Go to People in Love MD. People in Love, not People in Love, People in the LUV, peopleinlove.com. There you go. My website. But People in Love MD is the uh, YouTube channel that I have. And that's what we're on today. All right. YouTube is People in Love MD. Subscribe, please subscribe so we can get this word out, get these things out, because people need to know. People have been innovated with so much different garbage and stuff. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, this and that. There are 5 points to this and 3 points to that and the other. All these things can be happen, but then who's talking for real to you? Who's talking for real? Who's been in the trenches and know situation is happening? That's what you have to go with. But then again, there's such a thing as a word of life and a way of life and a way that is right. Okay? Think about this thing. Think about it before we go off the deep end. So that's what we do. All right. So go to people, letter N, LUV.com. Go down to the contact section, contact us, and then fill out the form and just put down cheating. Then press in, and then as soon as possible, I'll send you the document. That's it. Free and clear. It's about 30, a little over 30 pages. So each day we're doing more and more and more to help you. So we're going to do these things to help you. In case you've been rolled up on, pushed on, talk about, and then before you start to answer the text messages and sending people, let people know your phone number so they can text you, and then you got to hide, you got to sneak, and you got to jive and ride. You know what I mean? And like, let your husband know, let your boyfriend know, whoever, however. You know, I'm not here to judge, criticize, or condemn nobody. Let them know, because you, at first, everything was going beautiful. Then all of a sudden, there's a situation, a condition come about, knowing that that's all that is important. There's no love involved when you're cheating. I don't care. They talk about, well, you know, it's love. It's not love. It's not love. It's infatuation. Think about it. Think about it. So, with that in mind, wonderful people, thank you for being with us. Take care. Be blessed. Be blessed. And also, we have another PDF um, about addiction, depression, and infidelity. Get both of them. Get both of them. Look at them. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on. If you have a problem, or issue, something like that, or a story that you want to tell, want to get out, put it on the air. Confidence is always there. Confidentiality is our thing. Because working with Catholic Charity with people, you have to have confidentiality. And the way we talk, the way we try to help people is to have to get some type of clarity, some kind of stability, and then try to advance them in life, so that you don't be prisoner, you don't be entrapped in all this situation, all this thing to go about. Okay? Thank you. Bless you and bless you. Take care now. Bye. Peace. All right. And thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. And let somebody know. Don't come along. Let somebody know. Bye now.